Connor McDavid became the 6th player in NHL history to win the Conn Smythe on a losing team. He's obviously one of the greatest players of all time, probably the best and most talented hockey player that we have ever seen in the history of the game. So in honor of that, today's video, we are going to be going ahead and rebuilding the Edmonton Oilers until Connor McDavid retires here in NHL 24. So that could be 10 years, 15 years, probably no longer than that, considering the fact that he is 26 years old at the start of the franchise mode. The Oilers roster is updated to, I believe, July 10th in free agency. So Jeff Skinner and Victor Arvidsson are both on the squad. And look at that top 6. Look at the entire forward core as well. It is very good all across the board. Defensively, I can shore up a little bit of holes here. I mean, we're still very good. We have Bouchard and Ekholm, both a 90 overall and an 85 overall. Stuart Skinner as our starting goalie here in the game. So yeah, the rules are pretty simple. I can make whatever trades I want, sign whoever I want, basically just rebuild this team, try to win as many Stanley Cups until Connor McDavid retires. He's only 26 years old in year number 9 of his career, so we do have a length to go, and we're going to see where McDavid lands when he retires. What is his ranking? Will he become the greatest player in NHL history? Moving on, I went to Vlasic from the Chicago Blackhawks. I believe Alex Vlasic, he grows to a pretty high overall, already an 83, so he's better than our top 6 defensemen already. We got Aki, Yevizyev, a first, second, and Evander Kane. And there we go. The Chicago Blackhawks had no problem accepting my offer. Go. Instead, I will just get back Jamie Drysdale from the Philadelphia Flyers. He is signed for 3 years, so we're giving up basically the same package that we're going to give up anyways. And there we go. Not too much deliberate about this deal. Philly thought they won. I think I won. I guess we're going to have to see and find out who definitely won this trade. The chat wants me to move on from Mintyukov and try to get Brock Faber from the Minnesota Wild. So we got Nurse first, second, third, and another 3rd round pick, and it's totally unwilling. I mean, we're going to have to make it worth their while. If this trade will not go through, I'm not getting Brock Faber. There we go. Minnesota has accepted my offer. I had to give them 2 first rounders for Brock Faber, but we definitely bolstered our defense core. Trying to go after Patrick Kane yet again. We got Adam Henrique there for Patty Kane. Third, a third, and another 3rd for Patrick freaking Kane. And there we go. He is the newest member of the Edmonton Oilers. This is what the brand new forward core looks like for the Edmonton Oilers. Still, I mean, amazing. Probably the best in the entire NHL. Patty Kane slots in nicely on that second line defensively. We also did get a lot better with Vlasic and Faber. Then we have Drysdale and Broberg. And of course, in goal, I am trusting an 85 overall Stuart Skin Daddy. Now, at the end of the first season, we were the best team in the Pacific. 56, 19, and 7, 119 points for the entire NHL. We were also the President's Trophy winning team. The New York Rangers came in 2nd place, only 1 win less than us. Vancouver was very good. Colorado, Carolina, and Florida. I am a little bit worried about Vancouver. They simmed very well, and they are in our division, so within the first 2 rounds, we're most likely going to have to play them. McDavid honestly didn't have that great of a season. 47 goals, 107 points. Bouchard had 89. Draisaitl only 88 and 32 goals. Patty Kane, this is what I mean. He puts up numbers. For some reason, Patrick Kane simulates so well in this game. Hyman had 46 goals. Nuge 73. Skinner 58. This is the best offense of all time. And for Stuart Skinner, a 909 save percentage, 5 shutouts, and 45 victories. McDavid will tie Cale Makar for the most points in the NHL at 107, followed by Kyle Connor, who had 105. McKinnon was up there. Bedard, as a rookie, had a hell of a year. And if we take a look at the goals side, Kyle Connor will lead with 49. Matthews had 48. McDavid, 47. So the scoring, honestly, was a little bit lower than it is in real life. Hyman had 46. Bedard was up there. I mean, 2 Edmonton Oilers with 47 and 46 goals. Thatcher Demko would have the most wins at 48, followed by Skinner and Aiden Hill. And for the most shutouts, it would go to Hill, who had 10 on the season. He might win the Vezina, no joke. And in the first round of the postseason, we do have to go up against the Dallas Stars. Man, the Pacific is loaded. We got to face Dallas in round number 1, then either Vancouver or Vegas in round 2. We would end up dominating Dallas, sweeping them in the process, and then we face Vegas in round number 2. So far, so good, sweeping the first 2 rounds of the postseason, 8-0, and now in the conference finals, we have the Winnipeg Jets. And here we are in year number 1, undefeated through 3 rounds of the postseason. We have the Boston Bruins in the Cup finals. They do sim pretty well in this game, so I'm not expecting to sweep them also. But let's see if Connor McDavid can go on and win his very first Stanley Cup in his NHL career. A massive third period here in game number 6. We're down 3-2 in the series. Can we force 7? No! Stuart Skinner shut the door. We were down 2-0. Rallied 3 straight, and now it's a tie game. What is going on? No. Oh my God, Trent Frederick, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? I had to hop in and see if we could create any McDavid magic here in the final moments of Game 6. We're down. We're down in this game. We got to push it. Full attack. Here we go. 2:25 to go. Frederick. Come on, Bouchard, move it up. McDavid, I need you to do something. Arvidsson, Holloway, McDavid. Why are they out here? Holloway. Shooting. Dylan Holloway doesn't get a shot off. There it is. McDavid, win the puck battle, dude. 1 minute to go in the third period. Boston has a 1-goal lead in the Stanley Cup Finals and a 3-2 series lead. Oh my God. Skinner makes a save. Thank you. No, I do not want to see the Boston Bruins raise the Stanley Cup. I'm skipping this shit. Get the hell out of here. The game's not done yet. McDavid legacy goal incoming. Here we go. McDavid winning this draw. Come on, Connor. I got Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman, Bouchard, and Ekholm. The best 5 for the Edmonton Oilers. There's nobody lined up back there. Here we go. Bouchard. Move it up. Hyman. Zach Hyman. The 50-goal scorer. Moves it over. That's Hyman. Draisaitl was right there. Get on them. Full forecheck. What are we doing, McDavid? Forecheck. That's Brad Marchand puck ragging in his own zone. Oh, no. Hyman, one final rush. Come on. Oh, my God. Draisaitl shooting, saving, and the Boston Bruins in year number 1 will go on and beat the Oilers in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals to capture the Stanley Cup. After we started out 14-0, 14-0, had a 2-0 series lead in the Cup Finals, we absolutely blow it and end up losing 4 straight to the Boston Bruins. Now, surprisingly, in the postseason, McDavid really turned it up in the finals. 15 goals, 29 points. Draisaitl had 24. Kane had 21. See what I mean? He just simulates so well. Hyman had 20 points. Bouchard 18. Skinner 16. And for Stuart Skinner, had a .919 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and 14 wins. Look at that record, man. But somehow, someway, we still ended up losing. Connor McDavid will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. The Maurice Richard to Kyle Connor, the Norris, the Cale Makar, Pasternak, the Conn Smythe, Thatcher Demko will steal the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Sasha Barkov. All right, so here we are at the NHL draft. I'm trying to get the 9th overall pick and get a defensive defenseman who has medium elite potential, so we're going to trade that. Rejected. Okay, so we're going to have to sweeten the deal a touch here. Add in a 3rd and another 4th round pick. Absolutely loaded, and there we go. Never mind. So here we are. Saliev was the guy I wanted to go after. Anton Saliev, defensive defenseman, medium elite potential. And he's NHL ready in 2 years. Similar style is the Dano Chara, and he's 6'7". Welcome to the Edmonton Oilers. 68 overall, has a ton of room to grow. So it was an easy decision for Dylan Holloway. We locked him up long-term for 7 years, and Philip Broberg for 6 as we got back our young guys, and now we can head into free agency. Maybe sign somebody, maybe not. We'll see who's available. Now, as we head into season number 2, we still have Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman on that first line. Kane Savoie, who's up to an 84 overall alongside Nugent Hopkins, and then we have Skinner, Holloway, Arvidsson, Brown, Hamlin, Janmark, an absolutely outstanding offensive core. Even defensively, we're very good. Ekholm, Bouchard, Faber, Vlasic, Broberg, and Drysdale, a very good D-core, and an 88 overall Stuart Skinner in the net, 25 years old as well. We locked up Leon Draisaitl for 6 more seasons, and we also got back Brock Faber for 7 years, 7 or 8 years, one of the two, on a pretty cheap team-friendly deal as well. Now we are going to go ahead and have an even better regular season, 61-17-4, 126 points, first in our division, and of course first in the entire NHL, followed by the New York Rangers. The Winnipeg Jets were up there. Pittsburgh was very good, surprisingly, considering they're all old and probably washed at this point. Detroit was up there. If we take a look at the bottom, we do have the San Jose Sharks, who I mean are going to be a very good team in like 5 years as well. Chicago, who does have Bedard, obviously. Connor McDavid's going to have himself a season, 62 goals, 142 points. Hyman had 96 and a 60. We had 2 60-goal scorers on our squad. Patrick Kane had 95 points at 36. Draisaitl 94. A great season by him. Bouchard put up numbers. Nugent Hopkins had a good season. Even Jeff Skinner chipped in, and Matthew Savoie as a rookie had 61 points. And for Stuart Skinner, broke the NHL wins record for a single season by goalies with 51, 3 shutouts, and a .909 save percentage. Connor McDavid will go ahead and lead the NHL in goals with 62 and points with 142. Kyle Connor was up there, as well as Rantanen, Bredman, and Lafreniere, who finally broke out, 37 goals, 101 points. And on the goal side, Hyman had a 60-goal season as well. Pasternak 53, and nobody else scored 50. Stuart Skinner will obviously lead in wins with 51, and for shutouts, it will go to Dustin Wolf, who had 5 on the season. Now, in the first round of the postseason, we will go up against the poverty Arizona Coyotes, now known as the Utah Hockey Club. All right, here we go in Game 6. Somehow, some way, we were down 3-1 to the Arizona Coyotes in round number 1. They were trying to force Game 7. McDavid draws the power play. There we go. There is zero reason a 61-win team should be losing to the Coyotes in the first round of the post. Oh my God, McDavid. You have what, like 88 faceoffs, I believe, in this game? You're very good at faceoff, man. You should be winning those draws. Bukestad to Roy. Oh my God, get it out. All right. Arizona dumps it in deep. Is that Dylan? No, that's Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner's on the point? Skinner over the dry settle. Here we go. The big German, Leon. All right, I guess we got 4-on-3 right now because Patrick Kane went to the box for absolutely zero reason. So it's still a power play. Actually, no, it's 5-on-4 still. Okay, dry settle. Let's see what Dry Daddy can do. Cooking. Over to McDavid. A 90. Oh my God. Bouchard. McDavid. Dry settle couldn't get a good shot on net. Where's our forecheck at, dude? Where is it at, brother? Oh my God. Dry settle. Up to McDavid. 99 overall McDavid, by the way. Toe drag release, and somehow, some way, Connor Ingram will make the save. McDavid win the draw. Back to the point. Skinner looking. Skinner shooting. Great save by Ingram yet again. McDavid back to the point. Come on, we got to force Game 7 at least. Skinner over to Draisaitl, over to Bouchard. Skinner shooting. Great save. Ingram has no energy. Get on him. Get on Kerfoot. There it is. Stolen by McDavid. Evan Bouchard. Hyman. Oh my God, the 60-goal man, Zachary Hyman, cannot put the puck in the back of the net with a goalie who had no energy at all. Come on, Hyman. Up to McDavid. You're gone. McDavid coming in again. Doesn't even get the shot off. Draisaitl over McDavid. Off the bar. Are you kidding me? Draisaitl. We got to move it. Come on. We literally have so much pressure on them. Don't let them get it out. There we go. McDavid. Over to Bouchard. Back to Skinner. Blasting it. And Connor Ingram will make the save yet again. 24 seconds to go on the power play and we lose the draw. Oh my God. Marino will get the puck out. God damn it. If I have to witness these Arizona Coyotes beat me in round number 1 with the stacked team, I don't understand. McDavid just gets bodied. I mean, he's a 99 overall and it doesn't even matter. It literally does not even matter. Jeff Skinner moves it up to Leon Draisaitl. Over to Hyman. Here we go. Zach Hyman looking. Over. Oh my God, Zach Hyman, what are you doing? Why? Why is Hyman making that play over and over again? Logan Cooley coming in. Great save by Skin Daddy. Let's see if we can cook. Let's see. Up to Dylan Gunther. What is Gunther going to do? Trying to deke through Evan Bouchard. That ain't going to work, brother. Oh my God. Ekholm, please. Please. That would be cheating? I mean, it wouldn't be cheating. It would be part of the mode. Patrick Kane coming in. Over. Oh my God. We can't even get a shot on net. Nuge, what are you doing? What are you doing, Nugent Hopkins? Yes. Try a few games. If you're OP, no. I might be OP, but still, that would make for a good video. Cooley. Over. What a save by Stuart Skinner. Back to the point. Gunther ripping it. Skinner, get up. Oh my God. Logan Cooley will put it home. And the Arizona Coyotes are going to beat us in the first round of the postseason. Like, are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The New York Rangers would eventually go on and win the Stanley Cup, sweeping the Arizona Coyotes, who made it all the way there. That literally should be us. I truly do not understand how Arizona had luck on their side. Literally a 60-win team gone in round 1. McDavid had 8 points. Matthew Savoy had 7. Patrick Kane 7. Nuge 6. Janmark had 5. Zach Hyman 5. And for Skin Daddy, Stuart Skinner was not very good. Only an 8.9 save percentage. So maybe we can go out and actually replace him with a guy like Yaroslav Askarov. A good starting goalie, like 90 plus overall. I mean, Skinner's good, a medium elite potential, but if he's going to be playing like that. Connor McDavid is Connor McDavid. The Norris will go to Cale Makar. The Conn Smythe to the Breadman. That's how you know it's NHL 24. Hellebuck the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Connor McDavid for the first time in his career. I'm going to give up Victor Arvidsson to try to get the 4th overall pick for a young sniper because we are going very long with this until McDavid retires, and they do not want to do that trade. As much as it pains me to get rid of Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I think it might benefit us in the long run if we go after that young prospect. So we're giving up Nuge in the trade to see if this will go through, and it's been accepted by the Montreal Canadiens. So keep Nuge forever was not something on the GM pasta agenda. So it was an easy decision for Jeff Skinner to re-sign with the Oilers. And for Evan Bouchard, we got him back for a long-term, massive actually almost $14 million deal for Bouchard. The most important part of the video so far, we got McDavid locked up for 8 years at $13 million, almost $1 million less than what he was asking for. Our forward core definitely took a hit over the offseason. We still have that amazing first line with Draisaitl, McDavid, Hyman. We got Arvidsson, Savoie, and Dylan Holloway. Tripp, who will start on the third line here in the NHL as an 18-year-old with Janmark and Skinner. Defensively, if we take a look, we still have Bouchard, Ekholm, Vlasic, Faber, Drysdale, and Philip Broberg. And Stuart Skinner has grown to an 89 overall now. Now, Ekholm is at 35 years old, and I know after that, they usually decrease. I mean, he's already down to an 88 overall. 1 year left on his deal as well. We're going to trade him 1-for-1 for Rasmus Sandin, and luckily, the Washington Capitals did accept my offer. We did go ahead and give a contract extension to Jamie Drysdale, locked him up long-term, so he honestly is going to be one of our defensemen of the future. He doesn't fit with a lot of our D pairings, but hopefully maybe we can trade him if we have to. It doesn't even matter. We got him locked up on a cheap contract for like 7 years, I believe. Yet again, we are going to go ahead and have a great regular season, 56-20-6, 118 points at the top of our division and the entire NHL, I believe, for 3 years in a row, yet we don't have a single Stanley Cup. Vancouver is always going to be good. St. Louis was up there, the Winnipeg Jets, and the Vegas Golden Knights at the bottom. We have the Columbus Blue Jackets, who honestly might end up getting relocated. They probably should, to be honest. Connor McDavid will put up 62 goals and 157 points, a career high for him. Bouchard had 111 after getting that contract extension. Zach Hyman, back-to-back 60-goal scorer. He had 64 this season. Draisaitl had 94 and 37 goals. Holloway, 73, finally broke out. Arvidsson had a great season as well. Savoy. And if we take a look at Stu Skin Daddy, he had 5 shutouts, a .915 save percentage, and 43 wins. Connor McDavid will lead in scoring, and by a large margin. Bouchard came in second with 111. Braden Point had 109. Hyman was up there. Lafreniere is simulating very well in this video, I'm not going to lie. And for the goal side, Zach Hyman will lead with 64 tucks in the season. McDavid at 62, and literally nobody else even scored 50. That is crazy. If we take a look at the goalies, Skin Daddy, 43 wins, leading all goaltenders. And for shutouts, it will be oh my god, a big tie between a lot of goalies who did have 6 shutouts on the season. And in the first round of the postseason, we will go up against the newest team in the NHL, which is the Seattle Kraken. That is exactly how it should go, dominating Seattle in 5 games, and now we face the Vancouver Canucks heading into round number 2. Here we go, game number 5. The series is tied at 2 apiece, and we have overtime, and I'm hopping in, not just watching, but the chat wants me to play as whoever my starting goalie is when I hop in and play as them, because I'm getting screwed. I had back-to-back 60-win teams, and I literally didn't win the Stanley Cup, so I'm tired of EA Sports rigging it so I don't win any Stanley Cups. Behind the net, McDavid, back to the point. Over. Bouchard, come on, Bouchard, the 100-point man, Evan Bouchard, and there it is, overtime winner, as the Edmonton Oilers have just won 3 straight, and now put the Vancouver Canucks on the brink of elimination here in round number 2. What can the Oilers do in Game 7? Savoy gives us that insurance marker as Edmonton looking to head to the conference finals yet again, and trying to not to get screwed by EA Sports, honestly. 7 minutes to go. That is going to do it. A 4-1 victory in Game 7 over the Vancouver Canucks. And now in the conference finals, we're going to be going up against the St. Louis Blues in a 7-game series to try to advance to the Stanley Cup Finals. For the second time in 3 seasons, we're back in the Cup Finals, this time up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, another great team that simulates insanely well in this game. Hopefully, this can be the year that Connor McDavid finally goes on and wins the Stanley Cup with the Edmonton Oilers. Here we are, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Cup is in the building, and I am locking in as Skin Daddy. We got a 3-2 lead. Hedman over to McDavid. Oh no, Faber. We are about 1 minute away from winning the Stanley Cup, but it's only a 1-goal game as we did have a 3-1 lead. And now it is, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Vasilevsky will make the nice glove save. Dry steals it. Back to the point, McDavid. Over to Sandin. Over to Arvidsson. Victor Arvidsson. Just keep it in their zone. We got 23 seconds to go. Arvidsson sniping McDavid. We're all over them. Oh, no. Odd man rush. Anthony Cirelli. Empty net for the Lightning. Coming in, Cirelli. Great save by Skinner. Do not screw me, EA. 10 seconds left. McDavid put home the empty netter. There it is. Connor McDavid insurance marker. 5 seconds left as the Edmonton Oilers in year 3 under GM Pasta will finally get the job done and go on and win the Stanley Cup, the first in the McDavid era, as we have swept the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, 2 years ago, we started off the postseason 14-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals, up 2-0 over Boston, and Boston literally rallies off 4 straight, which was absolutely brutal. But Skin Daddy is now a Stanley Cup champion. We get it done. We get our revenge over 2 years ago as the Oilers finally have done it. Obviously, the Conn Smythe Trophy will go to Connor McDavid. 22 goals and 44 points in the postseason. The greatest playoff run in literally the history of the National Hockey League. There's not one that has been better. He broke the goal record. We came close to the point record as well. And there it is, the Stanley Cup awaiting Connor McDavid to come on up and bust a nut inside of that trophy. Come on up, Connor. There it is. As the Edmonton Oilers in year number 3 will get the job done and become Stanley Cup champions. Connor McDavid had himself at a historic playoff run. 22 goals, 44 points in 22 games. 2 points per game throughout the entire length of the playoffs. I mean, Bouchard had 30, Draisaitl 29, Savoy 24, and Skinner 19. And for Skin Daddy back there, only a 902, but he did have 16 wins, which was the most important stat. This is the year of Connor McDavid. The Selke, Ted Lindsay, Maurice Richard, Art Ross Hart Trophy, and the Conn Smythe Trophy as well to his hardware trophy case. I want that 5th overall pick in the NHL draft, so I'm going after that. Trade has been rejected, so we're going to have to sweeten the deal a tad. I will slot in Erasmus Sandin to the trade, and luckily on the behalf of the Dallas Stars, they consider it a done deal. This is why I wanted to go ahead and get the 5th overall pick. Daxon Rudolph, offensive defenseman, medium elite potential. He's NHL ready in 1 year, and it got a similar style to PK Subban. So on behalf of the Edmonton Oilers, Daxon Rudolph, we would like to select you 5th overall, 75 overall already. We got back Victor Arvidsson for 1 more year. I might end up trading him at some point throughout the season. Stuart Skinner rejected it, so we're going to have to offer him a little bit more money. We got Wanner signed as well as Petrov, so we got everybody back besides Skin Daddy. Moving along, we still have the same exact first line. Zach Hyman's 34 years old, so maybe next season will be the year that I end up dealing him. But we got Tripp on the second line now, 81 overall sniper, a third line scoring forward. We also got Savoy with Dylan Holloway. Then we got Skinner, Nestorenko, Arvidsson, our third defense core, Defensively, we got Drysdale, Bouchard, Faber, Vlasic, Broberg, and then Wanner. Our young guy will be ready probably next season, so that is good. And Stuart Skinner is a 90 overall in this game at 27 years of age. We went ahead, locked up Matthew Savoy long-term. By long-term, I mean 4 years. 4 years at 4.2, I believe. Not a bad contract. Not really the length I was hoping for. I was hoping for like 6, 7, 8 maybe. But at the end of the day, we got him extended, which is good. Another season gone by the Edmonton Oilers. 56 wins, 20 losses, 6 in overtime, 118 points. First in our division and first in the entire NHL. I think we've been first literally every single season of this video so far. The Florida Panthers have 52 wins. Vegas was up there. New York, Colorado, and Seattle. Connor McDavid, another great season. 58 goals, 151 points. Draisaitl finally shows up. 44 goals, 116 points. Hyman had 51 goals and 99. Bouchard, 99. Skinner had 68. Savoy took a step back, only scoring 10 goals on the season. That's absolutely crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. And Skinner had a .910 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and 45 wins. Connor McDavid will go ahead and lead the NHL, not in scoring. That would go to Austin Matthews, who had 63. McDavid did have 58, and of course led in points with 151. Followed by Draisaitl, who had 116. Kucherov, 113. McKinnon was up there. Jake Gensel had 106, and Braden Point, 106 also. And if we take a look at the goalies, Stuart Skin Daddy is going to end up leading in wins with 45. And for shutouts, it will go to Devin Levi, who had 7 on the season. And now in the first round of the postseason, we are going up against the Vancouver Canucks. Now, despite the fact that we did come back from an 0-3 deficit in round number 1, we lost in game 7, 3-2 to the Vancouver Canucks. So we will not be going back-to-back here with Edmonton, as we are just going to have to regroup and come back next season even stronger. In the first round, McDavid was very good. 5 goals, 9 points. Jeff Skinner had 6, Draisaitl 5, and Drysdale 5. So not a lot of offensive output outside of our captain in Connor McDavid. The Buffalo Sabres would end up going on and winning the Stanley Cup. McDavid will take home the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. The Norris will go to, who was that? Adam Fox. The Conn Smythe will end up going to Zach Benson. Devin Levi, the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Sasha Barkov. So instead of the fact that we could not re-sign Arvidsson, I went out and got Teuvo Teravainen to be a third-line scoring forward for 2 years on $3.5 million. We still have a very lethal top 6. We got Holloway, Savoy, Tripp, Hyman, McDavid, Draisaitl, probably the last year for this first line. I mean, Hyman is 35 years old. Even our third line is great with Skinner, Nesterenko, Teravainen defensively. I mean, we can move this around and see what we want to do, but we're very good in our D-core. And Skinner has dropped down to an 89 overall. Another dominating season from the Oilers. 55 wins, 24 losses, 3 in overtime, 113 points at the top of the Pacific and at the top of the entire NHL for what, like 6 years in a row now at this point. Followed by the Avs, who had 53 wins. Florida was up there, Tampa Bay, and Columbus. McDavid will put up 62 goals and 145 points. Bouchard had 110, Hyman 101 and 52 goals. Draisaitl had 93. Savoy was up there, as well as Dylan Holloway. And for Skinner, a 919 save percentage, 6 shutouts, and 48 victories. Connor McDavid will lead in goals with 62 and points with 145 as he's absolutely dominating at 31 years old. Gensel had 120. Nikita Kucherov was up there, Brayden Point, and Cale Makar. And yet again in the first round, we will play the Vancouver Canucks, who, I mean, do have a pretty good overall team, but I do think ours is better. We got rid of Vancouver, I believe, in 6 games. Was it 6 games? No, it was 5 games in the first round, and then we faced the Seattle Kraken in round number 2. Finished off the Seattle Kraken in 5, and now in the conference finals, we have the Colorado Avalanche, the Mile High City. The Oilers, yet again, are back in the Stanley Cup finals, again up against the Tampa Bay Lightning, who we did sweep a few seasons ago. So let's see if McDavid and company can go on and end up winning their second Stanley Cup of the video. We are literally 10 minutes away from getting swept by Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup finals. How sad would that be? We would be 1-3 or 1-2 in the Stanley Cup finals so far throughout this video. And that's going to happen as Tampa Bay will go all the way and just be the better team, I guess, in the Cup Finals. McDavid would really be our only point-per-game player. He had 23 points in 20 games. Draisaitl did have 21. Bouchard, 21. Holloway had 20. I mean, actually, offensively, we did do very good. And in goals, Stuart Skinner, he was even good. A .916 save percentage, 1 shutout. I really don't know where we went wrong in the Cup Finals. Connor McDavid is the best player of all time. The Norris would end up going to Cale Makar. The Conn Smythe to Brandon Hagel. Stuart Skinner will win a Vezina trophy, so suck it to all the haters. And the Selke trophy will end up going to Connor Bedard from the Chicago Blackhawks. Very interesting choice there. Now, offensively, we definitely did take a step back. We still have Draisaitl and McDavid 99 and 98 alongside Christopher Tripp, who's an 86 overall sniper, so maybe he can fill in that Zach Hyman role. We had Skinner down at an 82. I might end up trading him with Savoy and Holloway. Then we got Teravainen, Nesterenko, and Deneau. Defensively, Rudolph will be on that top pair with Evan Bouchard, followed by Faber, Vlasic, Broberg, and Drysdale. And Stuart Skinner is rocking a 91 overall, one of the best goalies in the world, and he's only signed for $5.6 million. All right, we are getting rid of Jeff Skinner for Lambert, who's got elite low potential. 3 years left on his deal. He's already like an 84, better than Jeff Skinner is for a first, second, and another second-round pick. Let's see will that go through. And the Winnipeg Jets said, no problem accepting my trade offer. Now, for the first time in the simulation, the Edmonton Oilers would not be the best team in our division. 47-32 and 397 points. Vancouver was slightly better with 1 more win. And we were also not the President's Trophy winning team. That would be the Rangers with 53 victories, followed by Columbus, Vancouver, Buffalo, and Winnipeg. McDavid will put up 54 goals, 127 points. Draisaitl had 96, Bouchard 83. Dylan Holloway was up there. Tripp finally had a breakout year, 22 goals, 55 points. Hyman, I mean, he's no Zach Hyman, but it is what it is. Skinner had a 909, 2 shutouts, and 39 wins. Not really a bad season. I mean, worse to his standards. He's been usually better than that. Connor McDavid will go ahead, not leading goals. That would be Kyle Connor, who had 63. Hyman at 58 on the Red Wings. God damn, McDavid at 54. But McDavid did end up leading in points with 127. Followed by Macklin Celebrini and Philip Forsberg, both having 102 apiece. And if we take a look at the goalies, Skinner was up there. He did have 39 wins. But Devin Levi, Igor Shesterkin had the most wins at 44. And the most shutouts will go to Jake Ottinger and Dennis Hildeby. And now for the first round of the postseason, we are going to play the Seattle Kraken. We went ahead, picked apart the Seattle Kraken in, I believe, 6 games, and as we now face the Vancouver Canucks in round number 2. And sadly, the Vancouver Canucks will beat us in 5 games in the second round of the playoffs. The Buffalo Sabres would end up going on and winning the Stanley Cup, sweeping Vancouver in the process in 4 games. If we take a look at the individual statistics for us, I mean, we only played 4 or 2 rounds, but McDavid did have 10 points, 11 games, Bouchard 10, Draisaitl 9, and I mean, nobody else will really produce that well. Yet again, Connor will win the Ted Lindsay, Art Ross, and Hart Trophy. We went out and got Danila Yurov, who is a power forward at an 88 overall for 4 seasons, so definitely we bolstered our offensive core forward, which we desperately needed to do. I mean, it seems like every season we're just losing more forward pieces over and over again. Now, our offensive core did get a lot better. Our top six is back to probably what it was in the earlier seasons. We got Draisaitl, McDavid, Tripp, Urov alongside Savoie and Holloway. And then we have Petrov, Deneau, Lambert. Even our fourth line is all 80 overall players, so we're good there depth-wise. We get Drysdale, Bouchard, Faber, Vlasic, Broberg, and Rudolph. And then in goal, an 89 overall Stuart Skinner, who I might end up trading in the upcoming seasons. He is getting older, so we'd like to get younger and get another starting goalie on the roster. All right, we are 20-18-2 here in the regular season. Not doing too well, honestly. So Stuart Skinner, you're a 30-year-old. Your time is up, dude. For Ravensburgen, who has 6 years left on his deal at a very low cap hit compared to Skinner. We got a first, another first, a second, and another second. And the Anaheim Ducks had no problem handing over that absolute lethal goaltender to the Edmonton Oilers. So moving along, the Edmonton Oilers did make the postseason 47-32-3, 97 points. Slightly disappointing early on. We did make that trade, and I guess it did pay dividends. San Jose was the best team in our division, and the Winnipeg Jets for the entire NHL, who did have 51 wins on the season, followed by Colorado. Tampa Bay was up there, Columbus, and Philadelphia. Connor McDavid did have a good season, 52 goals, 106 points. Draisaitl only had 83 and 33, so a little bit of a disappointing season. Bouchard had a bad year. Tripp had 31 goals, so he is slowly improving. Savoie had a good season. Holloway was all right. And for Ravensburgen, only a 902, so the same exact stats that literally Stuart Skinner had. Let's see what he did with the Oilers. I know he played some games. He had a 908 with the Oilers and a 902 with Anaheim. So I guess he did technically improve as soon as he got to Alberta. Dalibor Dvorsky will lead the league in scoring with 108 points. McDavid had 106. Nathan McKinnon was up there. Kyle Connor was good. Makar was all right, 103. Also a 30-goal season. Shout out him. And for the goals, Cole Yzerman will lead with 62 on the season, followed by Kyle Connor, who had 55 at 33 years old. McDavid, obviously, always producing. Calvin Marr will put up 51 goals as a 23-year-old. And if we take a look at the goaltenders here, Igor Shesterkin had the most wins at 41. And for the most shutouts, it will go to Jesper Wallstedt with 6 on the season. And in the first round of the postseason, we are going up against the Seattle Kraken. All right, so here we go. We are in the third period of Game 7 up against the Seattle Kraken. I am controlling Ravensburgen in the net right now. Texey coming in the middle. Oh my God, I have the tether system on. There we go. We draw a penalty. Delay penalty. Skate, you fat ass. We are trying to come back in this game and head off to the second round. All right, 3:37. We do have a power play. Let me up the forecheck for the Edmonton Oilers. Full attack. Weak side, 2-3. There we go. Simishev. Oh no, Simishev. Goalie goal. Oh my God. If Ravensburgen gets a goalie goal here and ties up the game, get in my way. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I got to make sure I get this right. In the middle. That guy's in the way. Get out of the way. Ready? Peel out. There it is. On net. No, Connor McDavid. Why did you get in my way, dude? All right, here we go. Arthur Shelovs versus Ravensburgen. No, get out of here, le cocksucker. Yeah, oui. Over the top. No. Oh, shit, he popped me with that jab. I'm not going to lie. All right, you want to see the left hook? Call me Alex Poetan Pereira. There we go. Over the top. I got that lethal right hook, baby. There we go. Ravensburgen absolutely floors Arthur Shelovs in a 1v1 in the middle of center ice. All right, 3:09 to go. We need our forwards to cook. Oh, Draisaitl over. McDavid, shoot it. Somebody smells like shit. All right, here we go. I'm going. Oh my God, I forgot that is a penalty because every time I play Be a Pro, it's not a penalty. No, I just sent my team to the penalty box. Look, we got 3 guys in there. We got to lock in. Also, Ravensburgen, his goalie stance is dust. I'm not going to lie. McDavid coming in, shooting. What a shot by Connor McDavid. There we go. Holy fucking penalties, Batman. We got a 4-on-3 incoming here in Seattle. How old is McDavid right now? I believe McDavid's 31 or 32 years old. He's up there. It's like 15 years in the league. Rudolph over to McDavid. Backdoor! What a save by Arthur Shelovs. How on flipping earth did he do that? Bro, that save was incredible, bro. Dump it down. I'm not even going to bother going after because I can't score anyways. I already had my fight with the goalie. Tripp in the middle. Tripp. What are you doing, Tripp? Christopher Tripp, 75. Get on that forecheck. There you go, buddy. Oh, no. Jones. Gonna skate it out up to Otavainen. I'm going for that. I'll play it. Up to you. There we go. Up to Savoy. Matt Savoy. Oh, no. We got to pull the goalie. Get me out on the ice. Oh, yeah. Get me out on the ice, coach. I get to be a player. Get me out on the ice. Rudolph. Over to me. Holloway. Shooting. What a save. Rebound. Put it in. Draisaitl. Put the puck in the net. Tripp. Move it over to me. Rudolph. 2 seconds. No. And the Seattle Kraken will defeat the Edmonton Oilers in Game 7 of round number 1. How did I not bury that with Leon Draisaitl, bro? I literally had a wide open net. So the Columbus Blue Jackets will go on and beat Winnipeg in 6 games in the Stanley Cup Finals. For the first time in franchise history, I believe they will go on and actually win a Stanley Cup. In 7 games, McDavid will have 5 goals, 11 points. Draisaitl had 7. Tripp, actually, he put up pretty good numbers. 3 goals, 5 points. Actually, that's honestly trash numbers. Vlasic at 4, Rudolph 4, and for Ravens-Beren, he had a 917, so I honestly cannot complain about his performance here in the playoffs. Now, as we move along, obviously, Draisaitl, McDavid, and Tripp are our first line. Then we have Urov alongside Savoy and Holloway, Petrov, Netastenko, and then Bill Lambert or Brad Lambert. Regardless, this is probably our last season before we lose more players, considering they're going to want even higher contracts, and we don't have the money for that. Defensively, we did take a hit. Drysdale, Bouchard, Faber, Broberg, and then a Butter pair honestly isn't that great. But luckily, we do have a 90 overall Joshua Ravens-Beren as their starting goalie here in the NHL. Moving along, the Oilers again will win 47 games, 33 losses, 2 in overtime, 96 points. Second in our division for the entire NHL, it was the Seattle Kraken who won 57 games, followed by the Devils. Minnesota was up there, Tampa Bay, and Columbus. Connor McDavid will put up 58 goals, 129 points. Draisaitl had 92 and 32 goals. Evan Bouchard had a pretty good year. Dylan Holloway was up there. Savoy at 72. He needs to be re-signed. And if we take a look at Ravens-Beren, a 911 save percentage, 2 shutouts, and 42 victories. Honestly, a pretty good season by our goalie. I really can't complain about that. If we go ahead and take a look at the entire NHL here, I believe McDavid will lead in points with 129. And for goals, he's also going to lead in that category as well. Now, in the first round of the postseason, we will go up against the San Jose Sharks. We got rid of the San Jose Sharks in 7 in round number 1, and now we have the Battle of Alberta here in round 2. That'll be very interesting to see how this plays out in 2031. We finished off Calgary in 6 games, and now in the conference finals, we face the Dallas Stars. Finally, we're back in the Stanley Cup Finals, this time up against the Columbus Blue Jackets. This might be our final shot at a Stanley Cup. I'm not going to lie, our team needs a lot of players to get re-signed in the offseason, and we might end up just regressing as the years go on. It is, in fact, cooking time as we are in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Stanley Cup in the building. Overtime, 2-2 time. McDavid coming in. Over. There is Bouchard. Back to Drysdale. Drysdale. Oh my God! Jamie Drysdale wins it for the Edmonton Oilers as they will go all the way, dummying the Columbus Blue Jackets in 5 games in the Stanley Cup Finals as we get it done for the second time in Connor McDavid's NHL career. His second Stanley Cup in the McDavid era. And we did it here in the awful state of Ohio. No offense to any Cleveland fans or Columbus fans, as Connor McDavid will go on and win the Conn Smythe. 13 goals, 38 points for the greatest hockey player of all time. He's going to go down as the GOAT. There's really no doubt about that. He's the GOAT. Name it, call it, whatever you want to say. That is the greatest hockey player that we have literally ever seen. And here comes Connor McDavid yet again for the second time in his career, coming to lift the Stanley Cup as the Edmonton Oilers have gone all the way in what could be their final shot at a Stanley Cup in the Connor McDavid era. Now in the playoff run, McDavid had 13 goals, 38 points. Obviously the Conn Smythe winner. Bouchard at 27, Savoy 23, Urov 22, also 14 goals. What a hell of a playoff run for him. Draisaitl at 22, Holloway 21. A lot of offense from the Oilers, and Ravens-Beren had a 917 and of course 16 wins. Connor McDavid, yet again, is Connor McDavid. The Norris to Matejchuk. The Conn Smythe also to McDavid, while Hildeby will win the Vezina, and the Selke will go to, guess who? Connor McDavid. So in the offseason, we did get Dylan Holloway back. Leon Draisaitl renewed his contract. Jamie Drysdale, we don't have enough cap to sign him. We got back Petrov, Matt Miego re-signed, Brad Lambert rejected, Savoy renewed, Keith McCarron, that is a goalie prospect who has medium elite potential, so honestly, that might be a good signing for him. The only guy we did not get back. Offensively, our forward core really doesn't change. We did get weaker with our bottom six, but our top six is still absolutely lethal. Defensively, we're definitely hurting a little bit defensively. We got, oh my god, we got a 64-65 starting on D. Our D core is absolutely horrible. I feel like we might end up missing the postseason. And then, of course, we have a 90 overall Joshua Ravensburren in goal as our starting goalie. He's one of the best goalies in the world. But defensively, man, we're going to be a bad defensive team this season. 264 and 65 overall players on our bottom pair. That's absolutely horrible, bro. Like, I don't know what to do. Moving along, the Edmonton Oilers, for the first time in the video, will actually miss the postseason. 39-39-4, 82 points. So we are definitely mid now. And this might be the end of our Stanley Cup run. We did win the Cup last season, so no back-to-back for the Oilers. Not even a playoff run, as Seattle was the best team in our division. And the Winnipeg Jets for the entire NHL. Connor McDavid will put up 49 goals and 103 points, basically carrying our squad. Draisaitl hit 86, Savoy 80. That's probably a career high for him, right? 80 points is definitely a career high for Matthew Savoy at 28 years of age. Tripp only had 79 and only 26 goals. Not much of a sniper. Bouchard at 67, Holloway 58, and Urov 50. And if we take a look at Ravensburren, he had 31 wins, one shutout, and only a .901 save percentage. Alex Lafreniere will lead the league in scoring with 109 points. Nordmark had 107. Adam Fox was up there, as well as Connor McDavid. Belchitz will lead the league in scoring with 55 goals, followed by Lafreniere, who had 51. Mishkov had 51. McDavid 49, as well as Sam Reinhart. He had 49 also. The New York Rangers would end up going on and sweeping Winnipeg in the Stanley Cup Finals in 4 games. A very nice sweep. Nordmark would take home the Ted Lindsay and the Hart Trophy, the Art Ross and Maurice Richard, or Art Ross would go to Lafreniere. And Belletz will win the Maurice Richard, the Norris to Cale Makar. The Conn Smythe will end up going to Adam Fox. Harabel the Vezina, and the Selke will go to Connor McDavid. So we are definitely nearing the end. We have Draisaitl, McDavid, Savoy on the first line. Then we have Tripp, Urov, Holloway. So we got +5s in our top 6, which is nice. But then our third line isn't great, and our fourth line isn't either. Defensively, this is where we are cooked. We are one of the worst defense teams of all time, maybe the worst in the entire league. 93 Bouchard's only our great defender. And if we take a look at our goalie, Ravensburren is a 90 overall. So Edmonton would end up sneaking into the playoffs, 42, 30, and 10, 94 points, third in our division, as the entire NHL. San Jose was the best team, as they would go on and win 57 games on the season. Connor McDavid will have 40 goals and 109 points. Urov had 79, Holloway 78, Bouchard 77. Draisaitl took a step back, and if we take a look at Ravensburren, he was very bad. I mean, he had 2 shutouts, but only an .899 save percentage. Gavin McKenna will lead the league in scoring with 112 points, and for goals, that will go to Matvei Mishkov, who had 54 on the season. And the Oilers will end up facing the Seattle Kraken in round number 1. And unfortunately, we're going to end up losing in 6 games in the first round to the newest franchise, the Seattle Kraken. Ultimately, Seattle would end up going on and beating Buffalo in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals, so I guess we can say we did lose to the eventual champs, so I guess it's not that bad. So Draisaitl, who has fallen off a cliff, he's an 81 overall now, dropped 10 overalls down in 1 season. He's going to reject. Evan Bouchard renewed his contract. We got back Brock Faber. Petrov renewed. Magoo renewed. Urov got back. And Ben King as well. So Draisaitl was the only guy who ended up rejecting my contract offer. This team is honestly getting worse and worse as the seasons go on. McDavid's finally falling off. He's 36 years old now. Doesn't have a lot of time left in the NHL. A 96 overall. Defensively, yeah, I mean, I don't really feel the need to fix our D-core. It's cooked. Our whole team is cooked, honestly. Now, the Edmonton Oilers are back to missing the postseason. 37, 39, and 6. 80 points on the year, as we were not very good. The New York Rangers would go ahead and be the best team in the regular season. McDavid will put up 38 goals and 106 points. Bouchard was okay. Holloway was all right. Tripp hasn't really panned out that much, and Savoy took a massive step back, as Ravensburren did have 4 shutouts, but only a .902 save percentage. McDavid will lead the league in scoring, actually a tie with a 40-year-old Nikita Kucherov with 106 points. And if we take a look at the goal side, Cole Yzerman will have 63 on the year. The Colorado Avalanche will be the team that went on and won the Stanley Cup, dominating Columbus in 5 games in the finals. Connor McDavid did end up taking home another Art Ross trophy to add to his legacy. We re-signed a 37-year-old Connor McDavid to a 3-year contract, which means he should probably, that might be his last contract he'll ever sign. He might end up retiring in 3 years. We went in the offseason and free agency, picked up an 88 overall sniper who put up 39 goals last season, Adam Nemec. I don't know where he played, but he's definitely going to be a valuable acquisition to the Edmonton Oilers. Top 6 is a little bit different. We got Nemec, Savoy, and McDavid, who's nailed down to a 94 overall in the first line. Yurov, Holloway, and Tripp. Our top 6 honestly is great. Our bottom 6, not that great. And defensively, we're still struggling. We got some pluses back on the board, though. And in goal, Ravens-Barren, he is now a 89 overall, so he is slowly decreasing. The Edmonton Oilers are back in the postseason. Actually had a very good regular season, 48, 30, and 4 at the top of our division for the entire NHL. I mean, the Rangers have been dominating, usually in the regular season at least. We were a top 8 team, so I can't really complain about what we did this season. Bouchard will lead our team with 104 points. McDavid did have 46 goals, but only 99 points. Nemec at 87 and almost a 50-goal year, so that's probably why we actually made the playoffs this year. And Ravens-Barren was absolutely horrible yet again. Alexei Vlasov will end up leading the entire league in goals with 59 and points with 116. And now in round number 1, we are going up against the Winnipeg Jets, who, I mean, I don't even know who is on their team at this point, and we're in 2035. And now in the conference finals, sadly, the Colorado Avalanche absolutely dummied us in 5 games. As Colorado would sweep the Rangers in the Stanley Cup finals to win the Stanley Cup, McDavid would surprisingly have a good playoff run. I mean, 13 goals, 21 points in only 16 games, so he was still our best player at 38. So finally, after 1,717 games played, Connor McDavid has decided to retire, putting up over 1,000 goals, 1,500 assists, and 2,516 points in the regular season. He is definitely going to go down as the greatest player of all time. In the final few seasons, he wasn't that good. He had 100 points pretty much every year of his career, besides the final 2 and like 2 early on in his career as well. I mean, taking a look at the numbers, he had 150 points multiple times, back-to-back seasons, and of course in real life also in the playoffs he was even better. 273 points, 109 goals. I believe that is the playoff record for the most points in a single playoff career. And he had the greatest playoff run of all time in 2026 when he played 22 games. He was goal per game and 2 points per game with 44. Absolutely monster numbers. For games played, McDavid would not be up there, but he would have the most goals all time, over 50 more than Alexander Ovechkin, who came in second place with 947. He would only trail Wayne Gretzky in points with 2,516. Pretty close to Wayne. I mean, Nikita Kucherov, holy hell, he was on his tail. For assists, he'd be second all time. Wins, no. Shutouts, no. 50-goal seasons, McDavid had 8, which was 4th all time, and he had the most 100-point seasons in the NHL's history with 18 on the season, followed by Gretzky, Lemieux, Marcel Dion, and Mike Bossy. Not only individual statistics did McDavid dominate, but taking a look at his awards history, he would end up finishing with 12 Art Ross trophies, 9 Hart trophies, 4 Maurice Richard trophies, 10 Lindsay awards. He would have 5 Selkes, 3 Conn Smythes, and 2 Stanley Cups in his career, going down as the greatest hockey player of all time. There's no doubt about it. So if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you get notified when I go live or post a video. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see next. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, don't be silly. Wrap your willy.